do you know what, right? I've had loads of people kicking into me saying, oh, you shouldn't be encouraging people to take risks online, blah, 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 about the gambling thing. For one, let me tell you something. I'm going to message to anyone that follows me. Take no notice of these people who say to you not to take risks in life. These are the type of people that will be stagnant and a slave to the government for the rest of their lives. And what I mean by a slave to them is that, yeah, look, there's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't seen it, go and get it. Right? Go on my Instagram, Sam Walker UK. And I think I put about the book on there. So it says what the rich teach the kids, which the poor and the middle class don't. So in this book, it says that the poor and the middle class teach their kids, go to school, go to college, go to university and get a good job working for a company. That's what the poor and the middle class teach their kids. What the rich teach their kids is go to school, go to college, and then go to uni if you want. But if you do go to uni, set up a company and have people working for you. Let money work for you, don't work for money. Now what that phrase means is that a lot of people work for money. So they become slaves to money because they're working for it. Whereas, so they've got a boss. But if you're letting money work for you, you're basically the boss and you're letting other people do the dirty work and you're just sitting back and you're making fucking dough. And that's where risk comes into it. And this is why I encourage everyone, even my son, I'll encourage every single person to take a risk, even if it means with your fucking life savings. It's because two things are going to happen, right? Two things are going to happen if you take a risk. The first is, you're going to lose it all. There's a chance you could just lose it all. But the second thing is, if you do lose it all you're going to do is end up in the same position as fucking the majority of the country anyway. So you're in a fucking win-win. But on top of that, but the plus to this is, if the risk pulls off, this is what separates millionaires and paupers. This is what separates them. Risk. A lot of people are not prepared to take calculated risks with their finances. I'm going to be doing that over the summer, 100%. And if it pays off, I'll become a multi-millionaire legit. And that's a fact, especially with my diamond company, 100%. But if it doesn't pay off, I could potentially end up dead because it's dangerous in Africa in these diamond mines. But this is a risk I'm willing to take purely because if it pulls off, it's life-changing. And if it doesn't, I'm dead. Either way, it's a risk. But this is a risk with my life, which I'm happy to do. But in terms of financially, this is what I say to people. Just take a risk with whatever you've got, because if it pulls off, if you want to change, you can become two things. You can either be a slave to the government, where you've got your pinned down for mortgage, finance and a car and everything else, and then you're stuck in a job and you're fucking literally, you're a slave to the government effectively. You're a slave till you're fucking 65, 70 years old. You can either do that, or you can try and take a fucking step out of the fucking rat race and do something fucking crazy by taking a risk of your money or whatever you've got. And if it pulls off, you're never looking fucking back. You're going to fucking become a multi-millionaire, potentially. So as I said to you, any single person who's watching this, take that fucking risk. Because if it pays off, sound. If it doesn't, you just start again from square one. And then you build it back up. So breathe, yeah. So that's it. I encourage anyone to take a risk. That's not just with gambling. I'm on about with fucking businesses, whatever it is. Just take that fucking risk. Have a nice day in a bit.